Why masturbation makes you feel tired and weak, and how to break free. This is strange and common. Right after masturbating, your body suddenly feels weak. Your mind becomes foggy. Your motivation disappears. And even the things you plan to do that day suddenly feel heavy. You promise yourself, this is the last time, but days later, or sometimes hours later, the urge comes back again. So the real question is this: why does masturbation make you feel tired and weak? And why is it so difficult to stop? And more importantly, how can you actually break free from it permanently? Today, we're going to talk about the psychology, biology, and spiritual battle behind this habit, and the proven strategies that help people overcome pornography and masturbation. One reason masturbation leaves people feeling drained is because of what happens inside the brain. During sexual stimulation, the brain releases a powerful chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical of anticipation and reward. When pornography or sexual stimulation floods the brain with dopamine, it creates an artificial reward spike. But after the spike, the brain crashes. This crash is what produces fatigue, low motivation, brain fog, emotional emptiness. This effect is connected to a phenomenon known as the reward system of the brain. When the reward system is overstimulated, normal activities like work, studying, or reading suddenly feel boring. Your brain has already experienced something more stimulating. Psychologically, masturbation often becomes a coping mechanism. Many people don't do it because of sexual desire alone. They do it because of loneliness, boredom, stress, anxiety, emotional pain. Pornography becomes a quick escape, but the escape comes with a price. Researchers studying dopamine desensitization have discovered that repeated stimulation reduces the brain's sensitivity to pleasure. Over time, normal life feels dull, concentration becomes harder, motivation decreases. This is why many people report feeling mentally weak after repeated masturbation habits. For many believers, masturbation is not just psychological, it is also spiritual. In the teachings of the Holy Bible, there is a strong emphasis on the struggle between the flesh and the spirit. One of the most powerful teachings comes from Galatians 5:16, which says, "Walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." This means that the battle is not won through willpower alone. It is won through spiritual transformation. When someone grows in intimacy with God through prayer, worship, and discipline, their desires gradually begin to change. The same urge that once controlled them slowly begins to lose power. One of the most powerful spiritual principles is identity. In Christianity, believers are taught that they are alive in Christ and dead to sin. This idea is taught strongly in Romans 6:11. Many people trying to stop masturbation keep repeating this identity. I am addicted. I am weak. I can't stop. But the spiritual approach is different. Instead, they repeat, I am dead to the flesh and alive in God. When repeated daily with conviction, this becomes a powerful identity rewiring process. Your brain begins to accept a new reality. Your behavior slowly follows your identity. Habits follow a psychological pattern discovered by researchers studying habit loop. The pattern looks like this: trigger, craving, action, reward. For example, trigger, boredom at night; craving, desire for stimulation; action, watching pornography; reward, dopamine release. To break the habit, you must interrupt the loop as fast as possible. Here are practical strategies that have helped many people break the cycle. Number 1, remove the environment. The easiest way to lose a battle is to fight temptation constantly. Remove easy access to pornography. Install blockers. Move devices out of your bedroom. Avoid isolation late at night. 2, replace the dopamine source. Your brain still needs stimulation. Healthy replacements include exercise, cold showers, learning new skills, social connection. Physical exercise especially boosts endorphins, which help regulate mood naturally. 3. Build daily discipline. Most relapses happen during unstructured time. Create a daily routine. Morning, work or study, exercise, prayer or meditation. Sleep. A structured life leaves less room for destructive habits. 4. Practice urge surfing. Urges come in waves. Most urges peak and disappear within 10 to 15 minutes. Instead of fighting the urge aggressively, observe it calmly. This technique is used in cognitive behavioral therapy to break compulsive behaviors. One of the most transformative forces in breaking addiction is a deep relationship with God. When someone prays daily and spends time in spiritual reflection, something powerful happens. Their conscience becomes stronger, their desires become clearer, and many believers report something profound. God begins to give them personal instructions. These are often called spiritual dealings. For one person, the instruction might be, avoid staying alone at night. For another person, it may be, fast regularly. For another, stop certain forms of entertainment. These dealings are personal. They address the root of the individual's weakness. That is why intimacy with God becomes one of the strongest strategies for lasting freedom. Breaking free from masturbation and pornography is rarely an overnight event. It is a process of transformation involving the brain, habits, environment, identity, spirituality. On every day you resist temptation, your brain rewires itself. Every day you pursue discipline, your mind becomes stronger. And every day you grow closer to God, the power of the flesh becomes weaker. If you are struggling with masturbation or pornography, understand this. You are not alone. Millions of people are fighting the same battle. But freedom is possible. It begins with three things. 1. Understanding the psychology. 2. Rebuilding your habits. 3. Growing in spiritual strength. And every day remind yourself, I am dead to the flesh and alive in God. With time, discipline, and faith, the chains that once controlled you can completely break. If this video helped you understand this struggle better, subscribe to the channel for more videos about psychology, discipline, and personal transformation. And if you're on this journey to self-control and spiritual growth, comment below. Freedom begins today.